Hello, I'm going to do the Capricorn and Sagittarius love reading, and this may or may not resonate with you. If it does, take what does. If it does not, leave what does not. Then it was not meant for you. It was meant for someone else, as this is for a large audience. All right, we have let your friends help you. We have flirt. And we have worth waiting for. All right. So this could be that you're single and that you're waiting for a Sagittarius to come in. It could be that maybe you're in a relationship that you feel you're in a relationship with a Sagittarius that you feel is not moving ahead fast enough for you, that it's not evolving as quickly as you want it to, that maybe that person is taking more time than what you're thinking, that maybe they're not on that same level, but it is worth waiting for. And it's just to have fun with it now, right? Not putting any titles on it, not putting any expectations on it, not putting that energy on it, to just flirt and have fun. All right. Maybe let your friends help you is like kind of talking about those frustrations with your friends, right? But again, as I've said before, is that when you tell other people about your relationship, to be careful what you say so that they don't have a preconceived notion about what's going on, and so that they don't have like this bias in your relationship, so that they're that they're not, if you always say negative things to your friends, then they're going to have a negative feeling towards your partner. And then when you need them to be supportive because you're struggling, that they're not going to, because they're going to bring up all that negativity that you've told them, right? Because they're not seeing the other side of the relationship. So I feel like it's also just like being careful about what you say. You can talk about things, but just being careful that it's not too much. All right, we have the Queen of Swords. And we have the Two of Wands. So I feel like it's new opportunities, new things coming in for you, kind of letting go of the past. Yeah, hello, Eight of Cups. Letting go of past things. It could be that if you're in a long-term relationship with this person, that maybe it's about having this relationship become more lighthearted, right? Maybe there's a lot of heaviness in this relationship. Maybe there's a lot of things that you need to get past, that you need to work on. Maybe it is about your perspective, about not focusing on the negative and the fights and the arguments, and being able to work through those, leave those in the past, open the doors to new things, not holding on to negative energy, having it more lighthearted. We have the Chariot, like moving forward with that energy, fun energy, right? How do you get the fun and playfulness back into this relationship? If that's what's lost. I feel like there's a lot of heaviness in this relationship. I feel like there's maybe a lot that you're holding on to. Like, these Eight of Cups, what does this represent for you? But I feel like this is something that you need to walk away and you need to let go of, because I feel like it may be affecting your relationship. And how do you work through that? Do you talk about it with your partner? Do you work through that? Is it something that's, are you holding on to those little things? Are you sometimes we hold on to all of those little things, that builds up into something bigger. And it's like, well, why are you holding on to that, right? If it's something bigger, is it something that needs to be talked about and worked through? Is it something that, I feel like it's maybe something that you keep going back and forth with? You're like, do I let go, or do I let go and move on, or do I hold on to it? So I feel like that may be something that you're going back and forth with this Eight of Cups. But I also feel like you have to make that decision on what you want out of this relationship. Do you want to work through this relationship? Is this relationship worth waiting for? Is this relationship worth working on? And that's what you have to decide first before you move forward. And if it is, what are those things that you need to do to work on, to let go of, right? I feel like there's an opportunity for some new energy and some new feelings, some new emotions. I feel like there's a lot that you have to think about. Is this relationship worth waiting for? Is it worth working on it? That's what you have to decide first, and then you have to put the energy and the work into it to make those changes. All right, so what's at the bottom of the deck that's heading towards you that you don't see? Work, 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 work. Okay? Relationships take work. Are you working on this relationship? Are you putting work into this relationship? Is it one-sided? Is it something that you want to bring to a higher level, right? Is it something that you want to have long-term? Is it something that is fulfilling? Are there changes that you can make for it to be more lighthearted, right? The fun side of it. I feel like the fun side of this relationship is kind of lost. I feel like you've had it and then it kind of went away because you have this Eight of Cups that you're holding on to. But I feel like, maybe you had a lot of fun and the flirting and that was what drew you to this person. It's like, how do you get back there? And figuring that out. What are those things that you can get past, that you can move on from? Thinking of those solutions on, maybe you need to talk to your friends and find out those solutions on how do I start new and how do I start fresh in this relationship and I get it back to the lighter side, because I feel like it's very heavy. Sometimes it's talking to your friends, and they're like, well, hey, how about if you this, or how about if you that, or, have that date night, or what did you used to do when you first met? That was a lot of fun, and get back to that, right? Or are you holding on to things, and why are you holding on to those things? What do you feel that's going to accomplish by holding on to these Eight of Cups? What do you feel that that's going to empower you with? Why do you feel that holding on to this Eight of Cups is something that is good for you? What do you feel you're going to gain from that? All right, there's definitely some obstacles in the way here, and I feel like there's a lot of inner soul searching that you have to do in this relationship. I feel like there's a lot that you need to look at. There's definitely an obstacle here in this relationship, but you have to look at it and you have to look within. And again, like I said, find those answers on what you want to do moving forward. Is this a friendship? Is this a friendship that you're working on? Or is it like getting this partnership back to that friendship level where you feel that you are working together on the relationship? Maybe when you guys first met, there was that friendship and that partnership there, but then that kind of disappeared because of all of the heaviness of life, and you've built up all these Eight of Cups, and now you're like, I want to get back to the friendship where I feel like it's my partner, right? Are there things that you're holding on to? Are there things that that person's holding on to? Maybe they have some Eight of Cups that they're holding on to that they need to let go of. And the two of you need to both sit down, figure those out that you have, and then talk to each other, communicate to each other, making a decision, right? Two of Swords, looking at the both sides of the story. You may have your Eight of Cups, and like I just said, they may have their Eight of Cups. There may be things that, their Eight of Cups that they need to work through. And maybe the two of you aren't talking at all, and you're both building up your, these things, and you both need to work on those. And looking at that point of view and looking at what are the other person's, Sagittarius's Eight of Cups, and talking to them about that. And sometimes people will feel a certain way, but you feel that that's not right. But if that's true to them, that you can't diminish how they feel about a situation, and it's best to acknowledge it, that that's how they feel and that is their truth, right? But not being defensive and angry about it. But seeing their point of view, right? Lots of emotions, lots of feelings, lots of thoughts going on here. I do feel that it's about building this relationship stronger and better, and seeing eye to eye. I feel like right now the two of you are not seeing eye to eye, that you're not communicating, that you're not really acknowledging how the other person feels, right? I feel like there's a lot of feelings and emotions going on here. Looking towards the future, working as a partnership, working together. Is that what you want? Is that what you both want? I both feel like you both have to be true to those feelings and look within and find those answers within yourself. And if this is an obstacle, that you can get through this together. And we have the Nine of Cups. All right. I love it, right? It ends in the Nine of Cups. We love that. That wishes and those dreams and that fulfillment and those goals that you want in this relationship. Relationships are a lot of work. They're hard work. There's a lot of ups and downs. And it's how you handle those together, right? On how this relationship will last and how it will be. And seeing that, I do feel that the energy that I'm getting for this relationship is that you guys have a lot of work to do, but I feel like this is worth waiting for, because I feel like with it ending in the Nine of Cups that it's a very positive, good relationship. And it's the relationship that you want and that you're waiting for, but there's a lot more work that needs to be put into this. There's things that have to be let go. There's things that have to be communicated with. And once the two of you see eye to eye, I feel like that changes everything. All right, so let's look at the bottom of the deck to see what's heading in that you don't see. Page of Swords. Sometimes you have to talk about the hard stuff, right? Sometimes it's like you can't always just sweep the difficult conversations under the rug. You know, sometimes it's like, well, I don't want to talk about it because I don't want to stir the pot, or I don't want to cause an issue, I don't want to cause a fight. But it's almost like sometimes you have to have those hard conversations and those difficult conversations, but you feel so much better once you're able to communicate and showing that other person that you're able to talk about it, to listen to how they feel and to say how you feel and to let that go and move on, rather than having all of those difficult situations or talks that you don't want to talk about pile up, right? That you're able to talk about those things, and that brings you closer together because you feel like, hey, I can talk to my partner about anything. That if I'm feeling frustrated with something, that I'm feeling agitated with something, that if I'm feeling hurt by something, that I can talk with my partner, that they can understand how I'm feeling, and we can move on and build this relationship stronger. Or if that person, right, Sagittarius, wants to come to Capricorn and say, hey, you know, I'm feeling this way, or this is how I'm feeling, that Capricorn acknowledges that Capricorn sees that and understands that, and that Sagittarius feels, hey, I can talk to Capricorn about anything, right? And that brings the two of you closer together. All right, so let's get a fortune reading card and close this out. Mountain. Know that you are protected as you face challenges, but remain cautious, right? Facing these challenges, this is definitely a challenge, especially when we have this Page of Swords coming at you. And, you know, that's those difficult decisions, some disappointing news, some frustrations, or things that have been delayed, things that haven't been talked about, right? Things that I was saying that you were sweeping underneath the rug, that you weren't dealing with, that you weren't talking about. That those come to the surface, that those are challenges, but being in that frame of mind that, yes, I'm going to see that person's perspective and that person's point of view, and we're going to work through this together to reach our Nine of Cups. And knowing that you're going to have challenges, that once you get past this one, there's going to be challenges in the future, but you're seeing eye to eye so you can work through things. All right, thank you so much for watching. As always, stay positive, stay safe, and I will see you next time.